Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is my channel, Jen Lauren, and today I'm going to tell you guys how I quit smoking. It seemed like effortlessly in a sense, but when I really do the math and I think back to where it started and how long ago my request to quit smoking started, it has been actually like at least 6 good months of knowing I wanted to quit smoking. So that's where it started. It started about 6 months ago. I knew for sure I wanted to start, working my way down or quitting, but working my way down wasn't happening. I was, if anything, going very high and smoking more, and sometimes smoking not so as much because it was still a lot. But slowly and surely, I was noticing that I just felt like smoking must affect you one way or another, even if it's good smoke or bad smoke, like marijuana or cigarettes, whatever it is. It still affects your lungs. Like, even if you're like, I don't have any symptoms, I don't feel sick, I feel good when I smoke. And I personally loved smoking before. It was like literally just probably a month ago, I said to my friend, like, I love smoking. It's kind of a part of me. It's part of my mood. It's part of my energy. It's part of my look and all of this stuff. Um, and even though I said that, I even knew within my heart at that time, yeah, I love it, but I think I need to cut down or quit. For me, there's no such thing as cutting down. I'm always kind of an extremist, 0 to 100 type of thing. So definitely when it comes to smoking, cutting it down was not an option. So the way it happened is I really just started pointing out to myself things that are probably happening when I smoke that I don't really know too much of even, but I'm like, I'm sure my organs have to process the smoke, like my liver, maybe my kidneys, and those are like things you need to function highly in your body to stay healthy for a long time. So I would start pointing that out when I would have a dry skin day. I'd be like, oh, I guess the smoking doesn't help either. Like, even though I'm drinking lots of water, sometimes my skin was drier than usual. And then eventually, because I started just working with my brain and because I know the power of the brain, I said, why can't I just speak to my brain and tell my brain to stop smoking? Tell my brain everything else I want, right? And I've explained that in my other videos, in my audiobook that's within the first videos I've posted. You can get my whole audiobook there. And that's what I talk about, making friends with your brain, making peace and deciding what you want, envisioning it. I get everything else I envision, so why can't I envision not smoking and become a non-smoker, right? So I just started thinking like that, like, we're going to be quitting. I know I'm going to be quitting. And I would tell myself that, like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And for about 2 weeks, I would at nighttime, like when I'm smoking and stuff, I would talk to myself and say, like, we're going to be quitting soon. Like, I touch here, I think of here. I'm like saying we're going to be quitting. And I told you guys, I do these like little claps by my ears in my head sometimes to tell my mind that I'm proud of it and I'm proud of all of the success it's helped me achieve. So yeah, so I just kept on reminding myself, like, we're going to be quitting. And closer to the day I actually quit, um, I was just getting a little more serious, like, it's time to quit. And it might have just been up to 2 days before where I said to myself, we're going to quit. We're going to be quitting like any day now within this month. I remember saying in the month of April, I'm definitely quitting. I did not know it would just happen all of a sudden. Um, one night I just didn't smoke. And so I thought, this is interesting. And I said, okay, like, I didn't smoke, so why bother smoking? Even though I was tempted to grab a smoke, like, why bother, right? And I went to sleep. I woke up, and the next day I just didn't smoke. And it was just like that. So I was with my dad the other day, and he was asking about the withdrawal and all of that because it has honestly only been about 10 days now. And so far, I don't have a withdrawal. And I'm not saying it's not going to come because I will tell you this. Last night, I went to my friend's place and we did have a glass of wine. And so when I came home, I did notice that it crossed my mind like I would love a smoke, but no, not happening. So Another thing I did is over the last few days when I've met people or saw people or whatever it may be, like, the grocery people or whatever, a lot of them were noticing, oh, I noticed your skin is different. I noticed your energy level is different. And I already thought I had high energy, right? So I'm like, it is. And they're like, yeah, like keep it up, keep doing whatever you're doing. So fast forward back to where I was just speaking of, when I wanted the craving, I reminded myself of all the compliments I got. I think I even wrote down. Um, I think one night I even wrote down a few reasons why um, it's great to not smoke. And no, I didn't write them down. I thought I did. Maybe I wrote them down mentally. But yeah, I just reminded myself, oh, like, my friend said this and my friend said that, and my skin's already looking better and my hair's smelling better. So that's what I did to remind myself. Now, another thing I did that I feel like it's kind of working is I don't often tell you or recommend, I don't tell you anything. I don't often recommend for you to share your goals with people like that. Like if you have a manifestation goal to win the lottery, I don't recommend you share that with people because people they'll cut you out. Like they'll cut you down or they'll say something that will cut out your belief, right? And you don't need to have that extra work to go against. But one thing I did do with smoking was tell people I've quit smoking. And personally, when it came to smoking and comes to smoking, I do feel that that's helped me. Um, I remind myself, like, you quit, like, you've told everyone, like, and I also tell myself, not to play with your brain because your brain is powerful and it's hard to deal with if you're going to go against it. So I also tell myself, like, hey, we could smoke again if we want to in the future. But for now, let's just enjoy this and keep this up as long as possible. And I continually say thank you to myself for quitting smoking. I continually bask in the beautiful smell and energy of my place. It is a different level of energy here. So that's how I quit smoking, guys. And I recommend you try it. Talk to yourself, um, work with yourself, and even prepare yourself for it. And then you'll know when it's time. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you so much.